Hey there, and welcome to a follow-up on our Shark Week presentation. In this tutorial, we'll have a look at how to call the signals from the Zerolag Oscillator and how to implement the different trend readings that we went over in our presentation. And so what we'll do here is just simply to dive into the charts and have a look at how to work with Bloodhound and our indicators. Here we see a 30-minute chart of the Nasdaq futures contract to the top with the swing trend analysis applied. And in the bottom charts, we have the Zerolag Oscillator together with the opening range, high and low levels, the 1 minute opening range here. And yeah, I think this is probably just the best place to start with the Zerolag Oscillator signals. So we'll look at how to call those in Bloodhound. Of course, you always want to make sure that you know the different settings that you have in your chart line up with what you have in your strategy. So here, for example, we see two momentum signals. They're actually showing up here on a neutral trend reading from the zero line. The zero line is showing the efficiency ratio. So a green zero line here is giving the go-ahead for long setups. But this is a neutral trend reading here and here. And so with the chop filter from the efficiency ratio activated, we should get rid of those signals. Also, we won't really be looking at momentum signals here. For the trend sweet spot scenarios, we are looking for retracements and continuations. And so we'll eliminate those. In this case, you can just activate the chop filter and you will see those go away, but we also have surely additional momentum signals elsewhere, so we'll just go ahead and turn those off in the display options, hit OK, and then we can go into Bloodhound here, grab a indicator comparison solver, add a little description for what we're doing here. Zerolag Oscillator key retracement, abbreviated, and go in here and grab the indicator. Our premium indicators are in the Lizard Trader folder. The indicator library is here in the Lizard Indicators folder. So scroll down here to the Zerolag Oscillator. As I did in the chart, I will do in the strategy to make sure that they're lined up. Activate chop filter here, and then designate the data series that I'm looking to pull. Long key retracement signal for long and short. You also see the setup data series is available for you here, so you can identify the yellow and white setup bars as well. But for this tutorial, we'll just go with the confirmed signals. And you will compare this with a fixed value. So it's a +1 for either short and long once we have a signal. Otherwise, it will be a 0. So here we have this key retracement signal identified. Here is the short key retracement signal. And so we see those show up several times here, so this is working. And now we want to do the same for the secondary retracement signals. And one of the advantages of working with our indicators and Bloodhound is that it's really easy to call this up. So you can make the distinction between the key and the secondary retracement signals, go for one or the other, or combine the two. Simply select the data series that you want to include in your strategy, and you'll be set to go. So create a new logic here with both of these. Combine it with a OR node. And at this point, we catch all the signals that show up on the chart. All right, and now we'll want to look at the 1 minute opening range. So we'll use that as a second trend filter, taking long setups when we're trading above the opening range, high level, and vice versa for short. We're looking at this red range here. That is the first minute of trading of the regular open, so a more significant benchmark than simply using the regular open. And so what we can do here is, again, to go with the indicator comparison solver, their price with the 1 minute opening range. You could go with the close here, but I think I'll just take the high and the low point of the bars. And the opening range high and low of the first minute are identified here. You grab those, added to the result. Refresh, as this is a multi-time frame indicator. So we'll call this the trend sweet spot tutorial before we continue. And here we see we have a short output when the low is below the opening range low, and we have a long output when the high is moving above. All right, so then we'll add the swing trend analysis from the higher time frame reading here. As I said, a 30-minute chart, and scroll back here to the last move to an uptrend here, and we had that towards the end of last month. So we'll scroll back here to make sure that we can verify that this is showing up correctly once we add it. And so going in here, you will add a secondary time frame by tapping the chart button, identify the value that you want to use for a minute chart. So 30 minutes for our example here. Again, everything that we do is available via data series. So you add that, swing, trend, major, again from the premium folder. And we have the major trend down here. I think for this example, I just went with the multiplier from the swing trend. So the swing strength I will set to 1 in order to line the chart up with the strategy here. Again, the fixed value, positive and negative for long and short trends, or up or down trends. And add this to the logic here. So we see here we have a trend change, and it is plotting on the correct day and looks to be lining up with the higher time frame. And another thing that I like to add to my strategies is a time filter defining when the strategy is going to be in the market. And in order to do that, we go straight to the time session solver here. You can create your own custom trading time, or go ahead and create a trading hour template. So for this example, we'll use something that doesn't go straight at the open. It waits 15 minutes to go in, and then it's out about an hour before close. And I found that to be a good approach for trending scenarios. No reason really to be trading straight off at the open unless you're looking for breakout scenarios. Okay, so now we can tie all of this together with a AND node. And then we can scroll back towards the end here. Back where we started, we see these two signals are permitted, whereas this one here, the last one, I think is probably eliminated by the time session solver. Yeah, so this is coming in just after the trading window has closed, which in this case turned out to be good. There's not much room to continue this move here towards the end of the session. More often than not, you're looking for end of day reversal opportunities. So these two get in at the trend sweet spot, and using these extension bands here or a fixed ATR target, we'll look at that in the video that's coming up here. Actually, we can probably just run a quick back test on this just to show how to do this without Blackbird. The next video will be on Blackbird, so if you only work with Bloodhound, a quick way to review whether your strategy idea has some merit to it, we'll just be going in here to Strategy Analyzer, and then we'll grab Raven, go in here, Raven, the tutorial video that we just, or tutorial template that we just created. Guess we didn't rename this yet. So here we'll go with ATR. ATR period of 50 bars is fine. And go with a profit target of 3, a stop loss of 1.5. That gives us a 1-to-2 risk-reward ratio. The instrument that we'll test on is the NASDAQ 3-minute chart. And we can go with a 1-year view here. And hit play for that. Give this a little bit to go over the data. And then we'll have a look at how a preliminary test of this scenario comes out, and then in the next video we'll have a look at how to set up a trade management approach for this using support resistance levels as well as some other trade management tools. Hopefully being able to improve on this a little bit. Actually not bad here. We have already a profit factor of 1.5 and a total of 109 trades. A risk reward ratio, which is quite good here. We have average winning trades of 783 versus negative 290, and a little bit on the high end here for the largest losing trade. And we see here also average time in the market less than an hour, and yeah, around 2 to 3 trades per week on this setup. So not a super frequent trading setup, but I think it's more important to identify good setups than frequent setups. So in the next video, we'll have a look at how to improve this, hopefully with Blackbird. Just some trade management approach, building on this ATR quick backtest that we did here. All right, so with that, I'll wrap up this first tutorial. I'll see you in a few for the next episode.